Hey guys, welcome back to Benny Hills Fishing. So I got a video here for you on my 4 favorite topwater baits. Coming in first, to be honest with you, the classic topwater popper. One of my favorite baits to be throwing. I start throwing this as soon as the water warms up a little bit. Once you start getting into the 50s, I start chucking this around in the shallows. You believe me, when you start seeing the weight coming after this thing, you'll be a believer too. One of my next faves, walking stick bait, or a spook to be exact. This is actually a head and spook. Now, great open water bait, always throwing it around weeds and stuff like that, or just above fish, to be honest with you. Great bait. I mean, I've watched smallies come out of 20 feet of water for this, so if you haven't had one of these on, you got to check it out, Great early spring bait, late fall bait, summer. Just an early morning bait for me. I mean, when they bite this, they bite it. I mean, it's an unbelievable bite. You'll never get anything better than a topwater bite. Coming in for number 3 for me will be a buzz. And this is a new favorite for me, to be honest with you. Just kind of got into it this year, but loving the way this covers water, loving the way I can get this in and out of, heavy cover as well, find the channels to throw this through and the trees and stuff like that. Great river bait, to be honest with you. You can really run the bank with this and kind of cover water while you're waiting to flip a jig on the next tree or whatever. So great bait to have. And then, a good old classic frog. This one's actually a popping frog. I got a walking frog right here too. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you guys actually on the frogs as more of a buy-in tip, to be honest with you, is pay attention to the bottom. Notice these, even though they're 2 different frogs, styles or whatever, but when you're going to buy colors, you really want to pay attention to the bottom. You want to get different color frogs, even though they're different colors on the top. A lot of times you'll have a black frog or a brown frog or whatever color frog you have, and it's still got a white bottom. So sometimes that does matter to make sure the top's a different color, but just in general, try mixing it up when you're going to buy. Make sure you're looking at the bottom of the frog to see what color it is. That's kind of a big buy-in tip, to be honest with you, and it's probably not a lot of people want me saying that. So anyways, that's a real big thing on frogs, and there's a lot of other little tricks too. Sometimes you cut the skirts on them. I leave one a little bit longer. Sometimes I don't. This one I just kind of, I don't even want to say I've even thrown this yet, to be honest with you. So I haven't even done anything to it. Same thing here. Just a little difference on these skirts and stuff like that. Now with the poppers and stuff, I do a lot of times. I just actually pulled this out of a box, so it's kind of an old one. Put a red hook on there on both my poppers and my walking baits. That's one of my bigger tips. And if you're throwing these rod, for a rod, you're looking for these, especially on the poppers and the walking baits. You want to be throwing that on a medium action rod. I personally throw it actually on a 610 Duckett Silverado. That's what I personally throw my topwaters on. And when it comes to your frogs and your buzz, you want to be throwing that on a heavy action rod. You really want to be setting the hook hard. I throw that actually on a 7.3 Silverados, medium heavy action. So still got a little bit tip to them, but good frog rod, good buzzbait rod, not too expensive, pretty economic, to be honest with you, that series. And guys, those are my 4 faves, to be honest with you. As soon as the ice gets off the lakes around here and I can actually get out there and start doing some real fishing, I'll start doing some on the water videos of these and showing you how to work them and stuff like that. A little easier shown than just kind of talking about it. I can actually kind of show you what I'm doing with the baits and stuff like that, where I'm throwing them, how I'm throwing them, yada yada yadas. But thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't already, subscribe, like the video, helps. But get at you at the next one. Peace.